Think so.
I mean, if you think so. Wow. Listen, man, we got. I mean, if you think so. See, I told y'all about his flexing. I told y'all sometimes it gets out of hand. Me and about the time want to discuss and tackle a topic that's been plaguing the culture for over a year now. Right. We meant to bring it up during the episode last week, but it got pushed over this week.
Yeah.
And the question that's been on the block is, would you rather have $500K or dinner with Shawn, Corey, JayZ, Carter?
Boy.
Would you? And it's wild because when you look at the comments of this particular topic, I don't want to say it's split, but I want to say it's 60-40. 60% of people will be like, bro, give me the bread. And the other 40 say things like, see, man, listen, this is how you got to do it, right? If you go sit down with JayZ, man, you can go ahead and sit down and get a whole bunch of game, bro. You get a whole bunch of game that you can't even get from nowhere else. You know what I mean? Like, you can get a whole bunch of game. So me, personally, I'm a pass on the $500K, and I'm going to just go ahead and sit down with Hov. You know what I'm talking about? And me and About Del Time have a theory on this, but first, me and About Del Time want to answer the question because I don't know how About Del Time feels about it.
Right.
So I'm gonna ask him how he feels about it. He's gonna ask me, then we're gonna go into the theory as to why 40% of you guys are stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
About Del Time, what did you choose?
Like, if you ask me about what I chose a 5K or 500K. Easy.
Why?
Easy. Because it doesn't make sense. If the money's right there, I could take that money and flip it any way that it go. JayZ, if JayZ gonna tell me how to get money, I might as well watch YouTube. Them niggas could tell you how to get money. At least if I already had the money in my possession, I could watch the YouTube video and learn how to use the money that I just earned and nothing like. But it just doesn't make sense. Like, dude, I'm gonna sit with JayZ. Even JayZ, to the point where even JayZ has said, I would have took the 500K. You know what I'm saying? JayZ said this thing in an interview where he said, why would I do that when I'm already been giving you game over all of these years? Listen to his album. He's been giving you game since day one. Since Reasonable Doubt, JayZ has been giving you game on what to do with money. So if you think you need to, he all he gonna do is quote hella shit from his album. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of, like, he gonna be hitting you some shit with from 444, like, this is how you wash the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, do this. First buy the house that you own, buy your mama house, and telling me some shit. I'm like, nigga, I can't do none of that because I came here, nigga, with $20 to sit with you, hoping you was gonna show me how to flip $20 to make $1 million. But nigga, if you give me 500K before sitting with Jay would tell me to do that. That's why any old head would tell you, take the money, take the fucking money. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the money. And me personally, I just feel like I ain't a financial wizard, but I'm better financially literate than most niggas. So why would not take the money and go do some great work with it? I already have investments that I can do in my mental note right now that I would do with 500K immediately, that would immediately start earning me more money than what I'm making right now.
All right. Let me ask you this question. If you had to fill out a multi-choice, it was multiple choice. Two answers, not true or false, but two answers, multiple choice. And then you had to check a box where it was like dinner with JayZ or 500K, and then you had sneezed and you accidentally had check mark JayZ. You're like, damn, I lost 500K. Like, oh well, I guess I might as well make the best of it. What question would you ask him?
Can I have a 500K instead of having dinner with you? That would be the first question I ask. Like, right off the back, like, hey, I made a mistake. Can I have the 500K and we can save both time right now? Like, that's would be the first question that definitely be on my mental note. Like, I would just be like, I fucked up. You know, I fucked up, right? Like, so let me get the 500K and then I'll get out of your way and you can go be with Beyonce, your kids, Blue, and all of them. And then we could just leave. Like, we don't got to sit here and waste your time. Because any other question I have now is just stupid. Like, any other question I have after that moment is them like, well, what made you think of this album? I've heard all those things. I can go watch hella JayZ interviews and go find out why he did certain shit that I want to know. So it's no point. There's no point. JayZ, I'm going to be with you. JayZ's a great interviewee, but also he's not. I feel like JayZ sometimes he ain't the best conversationalist nigga. Like, that nigga's too introverted, low key. Like, that nigga be like, you Hov. And it's just like, all right, Jay, why'd you do this? And his shit is so like, it's so abstract almost, like the shit he be saying. You gotta really like understand his shit. Like he's too fucking like intelligent. He gonna give you some shit. This could be like, nigga, it's game, but I gotta break this shit down with a decoder. Like, I'm not trying to go through all of that. So, nigga, just give me the 500K. I'll figure it out.
You know what? You make a good point because, well, let me answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my answer is I'm gonna take the 500K. And the reason, but here's the thing. Let me explain why people are taking the dinner. I'm gonna explain it to y'all why they are taking the dinner, and in about the time I go into even heavier reason that's why people are taking the dinner. But there was this thing there that was going on. Maybe like 5 to 15 years ago. This hustle, maybe 50 years ago, and then it got mainstream, and then now everyone knows. It was, hey man, you know what you do? If you look up to somebody and just ask them if you could take them out for coffee. Feel me? If you really like somebody, be like, hey, sir, let me take you out for coffee. Do you buy their coffee? You pick their brain, you get a whole bunch of game, right? Which is a great idea, 100%. Until coffee became commercial, and now everybody in Starbucks is trying to sell a pyramid scheme. So even when people ask me to coffee, be like, no, you know what I mean? But that was the hustle at one point. So people are trying to like people trying to make a sacrifice for networking. So you'll buy Warren Buffett a cup of coffee so he can teach you how to invest. But that's a cup of coffee. We talking about 500K. It's not the same thing. Also, when it comes to JayZ, Dale, you made a great point that no one has said. Nobody said it. Somebody add this into our archive one about Dale Thomas, right? Somebody put this in there. How many we got in there? 11 of them? All right, bet. 11 of them?
It's more than that, but that's
over 240 episodes? All right, bet. You're doing all right, man. 11's cool. 11's cool. Now, look, about the time is right, because I haven't heard anyone say this. Nobody has said this. JayZ isn't the best conversationalist, like publicly. You know what I mean? His interviews be dope, but like conversation-wise, the clips we be seeing are because someone has asked him hella questions. They've asked him, and I'm not saying maybe in his personal life he give up a bunch. In his personal life with people he know, like with Meek, maybe he give up hella game. But when you just see him in like interviews with people he don't know, he's saying shit. Almost it's like Drake. Like when you see Drake interview with Yachty, he's having a good time. We see Drake did our Rap Radar interview. Yeah. Bro, those questions they had to speak to Drake for 2 hours. And the answers was so succinct. Great interview, but all the shit was like tailored and tailored perfectly for Drake to answer them in a correct manner. Yeah. Because those dudes are so JayZ, Drake, LeBron, they're so media trained and just so they have so much verbal intelligence, if you will. They know not to say the wrong thing. First is this. I've read all of Kevin Hart's. I've seen most of Kevin Hart's interviews, read his book, read about him, seen a lot of his magazine interviews, and I wouldn't give up 500K to have dinner with him, but he's a great conversationalist if you can get him talking.
Yes.
I feel like if I can get Kevin Hart talking, and I know Kevin Hart dibbles and dabbles in the libation, if you will. I think if he had like a shot or something, he would talk to me a little bit more. He's a comedian as well. Versus, we have a glass of wine, maybe a little J, if you will. Next thing you know, you know what I mean? Like, just that's it. Like, you, bro, have you heard the album, Ryan? I'm like, yeah, I heard all your albums. All right, well, nigga, like I told you that I would have bought the condo. I told you I would have bought the condo in Dumbo for $100,000. Now it's worth $3 million. Dumbo, yeah. Like. I'm trying to give you $100 worth of game. I'm trying to give you $1 million a game for $9.99. Ryan, I even gave this to you on the album that you even disliked. You just quoted. Right. I know, but you said like, and I also told you it cost you nothing, pay me no mind. Like back in the day, you mind your own business. Ryan, I gave you all this game. I know, but they said, well, bro, I don't know what you're gonna tell you. And that's it. And that's it. So also, and there's a thing about this as well, right? Where on the other end, Rick Ross is like, nah, y'all should take the dinner. Y'all should take the dinner because Hov taught me something in conversation that changed my whole life. And Rick Ross said, JayZ told him, instead of writing for every beat that you like, write for every beat that you think would work. Write for every beat you think you could make work. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, that's how JayZ ended up writing for Big Pimpin', because he's like, I guess I could make it work, and the song slaps. Right. It's the legendary song, right? And I believe that Rick Ross took that advice, because the way he releases music, he be writing on everything. Yeah. He just writes so much stuff as especially because he was somebody that wrote for other rappers before he got on. And I think the thing is, for that piece of game, though, for Rick Ross to say that is unfortunately a lie. It's unfortunately a lie because there's this meme. I saw this meme said, this meme said, all these millionaires and billionaires give you their routine of how they wake up at 5 a.m. They read 130 books, run 50 miles, take shrooms, hug their baby, do 10 push-ups, and then read a marketing book for 10 hours. They're like, that's the shit you do now. But when you was broke, that wasn't your routine. You was just grinding. And as many interviews as I saw at Rick Ross, as many interviews I've read of Rick Ross's and as many interviews I've watched Rick Ross's, the old Rick Ross that was trying to get on, he not passing up $500K for dinner with Hov. He not gonna do that. But he say that now because $500K to him, he spend that
bags and
he spend that on bags and establishing like a new Wingstop somewhere that he don't even really want the revenue from. So it's interesting to hear people give back that advice because of where they're at now. But you gotta take the money, man. You gotta take the bread. Also, but Dale, before you explain to them why this is stupid, if people had a better understanding of how networking works, you'll be better off accepting the $500K and then investing it correctly and taking somewhere within like 25 to 100 of that and finding someone that can get you in a room with JayZ.
Yes, exactly.
Whether that be whether that be a governor's dinner, whether that be some special Def Jam party, whether that be the box at a particular stadium, but to get you in like an unsolicited a confidential place with him where you can just you take the 500 and you spend 50 bands to somebody that can get you in the right place. Mm-hmm. And then you roll your dice in that situation. And you still got your bread. But for somebody that just don't understand the value of bread, it's like, no, it must be 500. No, it don't cost 500.
All right.
It don't. It probably costs 25 to 50 to just be around and be like, hey, what's up, Ho? Hey, you know about the property over there on what you call?
Yeah.
Like, it don't cost that much to do that. So I'm taking the money and running.
And contrary to belief, this is the thing. People with money have more like, what I'll say, like,
say it.
They have more reason to talk to other people that they feel have money or that are in places that have money.
Yes.
Like if you were a broke nigga and had a dinner with JayZ, he gonna really just think you on some fan shit. Cause that's what it looks like. It looks like you're on some fan shit. A smart nigga would take the money, a fan would take the dinner. Right? Like a fan wants to go and ask him other shit like, so when you did Reasonable Doubt, what made you want to have the cigar over the car? Like all that stupid shit. But a person with money gonna be like, y'all, I want the money. I'm gonna do something like that. Because Jay has said this. Financial freedom, my only hope. Fuck living rich and dying broke. You feel me? So there's no point. There's no point of sitting over here, going to dinner to live rich, but to walk out of that thing broke. You feel me?
Right.
Like to go there and have a great dinner with Joe, just to live rich. That's why reality is this. The reason why people would even feel that they need to take the dinner with JayZ other than being a fan is also because you don't value money anymore. And this goes into my point of what we spoke about last week about how like you got the dude the guy that's gonna cut up the girl's steak, who gonna sit over there and feed her to her mouth, lick her toes and toe jam, all of that shit because he want to have a date with her and he don't mind buying her Birkin bags and Ferraris and everything that she want. Because Hermes, Hermes is hella expensive. I didn't even notice. Like Hermes is hella expensive, right? Yeah. So he'll buy that Hermes bag, right, and do all of that shit because he don't value money no more. Because media has made it so that it's more about they tricked you to make you think, oh, you got to do all of these things that look cool. Social media makes it feel like as long as I look like I'm doing something, it don't matter what's in my pocketbook.
Right.
No, it definitely matters what's in your pocketbook. It definitely matters how you're moving with money. So most niggas who really got money, like they probably don't even be on social media like that because they don't got time for that shit. Okay. You feel me? They don't got no time to be on social media trying to fake the life. Like I was in this, like for example, I was in this dope ass Airbnb, right? This week. Yeah. And my wife was like, oh, why you didn't like do a little tour and post. I was like, you know what? Because I'm past that now. I was like, I get dope shit like this all the time. Like I was in a dope ass hotel for my graduation. He's like, oh, why you didn't post? I was like, I do this shit now. I don't do nothing less than this. So if niggas won't know that, what is the point of me flexing? Like I only need to flex when I wasn't doing that shit. When it would be like a rare comedy, like, oh damn, I'm gonna move up from Motel 6 to finally getting to the Hoxton. Like that shit look dope. So now I gotta do this whole like difference, right? That's why niggas do that shit. This is why I love this line by Drake where he said, this girl saved her whole life to want to go to Rome just to be in Rome and just to be on the phone, you know, talking to all of her friends back home, just to flex on all her friends back home. Like she didn't even enjoy the trip. That's part of what the problem is. Y'all niggas don't even enjoy the grind no more. There's so much more in the grind and so much more getting to the bag than just being like, I did the stuff that feels like I'm in the bag.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I did it. And that's what the dinner with Hove is. I feel like I did something just to say, I took a picture with Hove and I did it. Like, no, you didn't. You know what I mean? You didn't. Because I would have took that 500K and took a picture of that. Not even to post it, but just to be like, nigga, I got 500K. Nigga, might never see this again. Because the moment I spend $1, it's $4.99 now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but it's just the fact that we don't value money no more. Money is not a value no more. You can tell by how way people move. This is why people spend so much money on luxurious shit when they don't really have it, because they think the aesthetic look of them looking like they have money holds more weight than actually having money. This is why now you will go see in Silicon Valley, niggas don't even dress up no more. Niggas is walking around in Pentagonas and North Faces and fucking chilling like they ain't looking like they got money in flip flops and shit, because they don't need to look like they got money. They know they got money, but then when you go to their house, they got the most fucking greatest shit ever. You feel me? Right. Walking in secret doors, secret pathways, fucking garages that lift up as soon as the car pull up, all type of shit. You feel me? 7-car garages and shit like that. But motherfuckers is like, well, he looked like a bum. So what?
Right.
This is why Kanye could walk around with big oversized boots and not give a fuck and do whatever the fuck he want to do. And y'all niggas praise him. Because you know he has money, but if you didn't know he had money, you would be like, that nigga's a bum.
Right. It's funny, it's interesting because what you're saying has been proven to be correct, because inside the comments after JayZ said you should take the money during the Gayle King interview, there's commenters and going back and forth about it. People are like, no, y'all don't just understand. You can't get dinner with JayZ, you can get this and get that and get this. And one guy said, well, let's think about this economically. Like, let's put it in financial terms. The dude said, you're paying $500,000 to eat with JayZ.
Mm-hmm.
And dude was like, oh, well, if you changing the question to make it seem like the money is mine and then I got to give it away. It is yours. It's a choice.
Yeah.
And they went back and forth for how long about how, because you changing it now. No, that's how life works.
Yeah.
That's how life works, right? So just like with cars, right? The brand new Honda, say the brand new Honda you want, it's $41,000 CRV or whatever, $41,000. If you have $41,000, would you give the people this for this car? Nah. Okay, then you shouldn't sign up for a car payment that's $500 then, right? It was interesting. This happened to me one time. It was one time in my life. One time in my life, my mom bought me some shoes over $100 because my stepbrother had them, my stepsister had them, and everybody on the block had them. I really wanted them. My mom wasn't with that. I was using Reebok Classics or K-Swiss. And I really wanted these Jerry Rice Air Maxes. Everybody had them, right? And we finally found them. I went to Foot Locker. The total was like $133 or something like that. My mom didn't pay for the shoes, Dale. She gave me the money and was like, here. And I was like, bruh.
Change everything.
I was like, bruh. And I was like, for real? She was like, yeah, you want them? And I was like, I bought the shoes, but that should change my life. Yeah. I was like, yo, like, do I really want to pay for these shoes? Like, it was a 8th grade Christmas gift. I'll never forget those Air Maxes. They was dope. And then after that, everything I had was probably, after everything I had was like $20, $30, $40. But right. I really wanted these shoes. Actually, probably because my stepdad. But when you think about it economically, where it's like, yo, this is what you're paying for. This is the cost of this. Like, nah, I'm paying for it later. No, this is the cost now. You're paying $500K to eat with him. Oh, well, shit. And when you say it like that, you said I'm paying $500,000 to eat with dude? Yeah. What's your net worth right now? with credit cards and student loans, everything, probably like my net worth probably negative 37,000. Okay. So do you think that you should pay 500K to eat with Hov?
Right.
Like, Delta, I don't even think a plate costs that much at the president's governor's banquet. Then you know when a comedian gonna do it?
No.
I think a plate for that may be like 5,000, maybe 10 at the max. You're gonna pay 500K. Where are y'all eating at? You probably gotta pay for it. What are you doing?
And then they could just take you somewhere to like Taco Bell. That'd be fucked up. You in there just like I like Taco Bell. Is Hov just telling you like I like Taco? Or you just wait? Not even that, because I think Hov is he's hella conscious about what he eats. So he might just take you to like Sweet Greens. Like, don't get me wrong, Sweet Greens could be a little bit expensive, but like you just in Sweet Greens, like eating with Hov, like
you don't even get the man, just give me the salad with the steak on it, man. Yeah, you're in there crying. It's horrible. Well, but this, I do think we are on a very unique time where if you were born at a certain time, you can't tell when people are flexing. Yeah, I think it's a hustle for some of the people that are younger now because you can't tell what's going on. When I was younger, the thing is that I went to a school. My middle school was in the hood, and I live like across the street from the hood in Candlestick Park, and I went to school with kids who had all the Pennies, all the Barry Sanders, all the Griffeys, everything. But when I went to their house,
it was in the hood.
It was a shit show. Yeah. So I was thinking, then I didn't understand like the concept. I didn't understand like the concept long term of how my mom not buying me weak ass shoes that I could grow out of hella fast was helping us financially. It was just me thinking like, oh, that's not real. Right. But now that kids ain't really outside like that, we don't be in people's house. Kids don't be in people's houses like that. It just don't work like that anymore. So whatever you see online, whatever you see, that's real. That's real. To everybody. Like that ain't it. That's an Airbnb and that's a rental. So when you see somebody like 6ix9ine, where it's like, oh, he got all this money. So if he don't value that money, that means I don't gotta value that money. So if 500,000 ain't nothing, I can get that if I'm just an influencer. So if I go meet Hov would teach me how to be an influencer, and I can make 500K. Listen, Dale, there's a guy on Instagram named Steve Will Do It. Steve Will Do It told a story about why he don't mess with 6ix9ine no more. It's because he got a job for 6ix9ine where all he had to do was play video games for an hour a week and stream it, and he'd get $2 million.
That's dope.
6ix9ine told Steve Will Do It, I need the $2 million. This is from Steve Will Do It. He sold 6ix9ine, I need $2 million up front to do it. Company told Steve Will Do It, all right, we don't want to give him that much money, but if we do, then you own the hook for it. Steve Will Do It said, cool, he needs the bread. He's doing bad right now. 6ix9ine took the money. He streamed 4 times in like 6 months. Didn't do it. Because when he got on with those cats in New York and everything should be funded, all the bread coming from everywhere, you don't value it the correct way.
Right.
Same dude, academics was saying something along the lines like 6ix9ine don't value money correctly. That's why he want to start a podcast with them. Yeah. Right. So you see these young cats online that don't value money like that. So you think it just comes in from anywhere. And so then you thinking, oh, 500K? Yeah. This is what you see a lot. This is what you see in the comments a lot. I make way more after eating dinner with JayZ.
No, you wouldn't.
How?
No, you wouldn't.
How?
You think the picture you're gonna post is gonna make money? Because it ain't. It ain't gonna make no money. And I say like this, I love what you said because I also went through that same thing. Like what you said about your mom, your mom giving you the money. I think that was very wise of her because it made you make that choice, right? Like, do I really want these shoes? It's kind of like the same way I tell people when I was a banker, I would say, if you're not good with money, the best thing to do is not use your debit card when you're making purchase that you're unsure about. Because when you got the cash in your hand, you see the money deplete right there. So then that allows you to make that choice. Like, okay, these are $180 shoes. When I spend the $180, if I only got $200, when I spend the $180, I'm only going to have $20 left, or maybe even less, like maybe $13, right, with taxes and everything like that. So if I spend that money, now I really see the depletion of my money. But with a debit card, because it's this unrealistic like thing, right? Like you don't see the money deplete out of your account right away. So you feel like, oh, you walk out of there, you're feeling happy about your purchase. This is partially why even that we are at the state where debit card is more powerful than cash in some places. Like people will tend to use their debit card and then they'll get into financial burdens. I want to take it to another thing where Kanye said this shit back on When It All Falls Down. He said, and I ain't even gonna act like I'm holding it thou, because I went to Jacob with 25 thou before I had a house, and now I do it again, right? Like that's crazy, but that's literally the life that we're living in right now. Most of y'all would do that. I see these kids with Chargers and Scats and Teslas and all of this shit, but none of them got a house. You're, like you said, you go to their house and they live in a piece of shit. But you got this beautiful car outside, or you got all the gear, you got all the Gucci, all the Louis on and shit like that, but you don't even own shit. Right. Like, I got a partner who I've known from the town. He got every fly fucking outfit out there, right? Never left the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got everything, but you've paid so much for material shit, you've never paid for experience. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference with a lot of you guys. Since you guys would look at this JayZ thing as it's almost materialistic.
It is materialistic.
It is materialistic, right? But what I'm saying is if you got the money, you don't even realize that if you had the money, you could then make it an experience. Like what you said, you can then say, let me pay for an experience with JayZ. I could possibly be in the same room with JayZ. JayZ owns this team. Maybe I can choose wisely to position myself to be to have an experience there. And then when I'm talking to JayZ, I'm talking to JayZ realistically, because it don't make sense to go to skip 500,000 or pass up on 500,000, right? And then walk out of there broke. And then with just information, right? And now you're like, but shit, you can't do it because he's talking to you from a person who's a billionaire.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Like he's so far removed from even being a millionaire or a thousandaire where you're probably at. Some of you are most of you guys would be thousandaires if you were to go and meet with JayZ, right? Like if that, right? Like, so you would meet with JayZ because even to be honest with you, I feel like somebody with 100,000 wouldn't even choose that. Like somebody who makes 100,000 a year wouldn't even choose, oh, I'm gonna go sit over here with JayZ. They would be like, no, fuck, I'm gonna take the 500,000 because they know the value of money. They know, oh, damn, I'm gonna take the cash and then I'm gonna make shit happen. But somebody who's like, bro, I'm just thinking JayZ, maybe he'll sign me. No, you won't because you garbage. Like, I'm not trying to say it like that. Like, you might not be. Like, your album might be the dope, but like to Jay, you garbage. Like, you're not gonna be lyrically up to him. It's like going and trying to go and show Curry that you can shoot. Like, look, Curry, see, I can shoot too. Put me in the league. Like, you know what I mean? Like, put me on the Warriors. Like, no, nigga, like.
The cool part is I heard this quote about, I think I was telling you earlier about people listen to their routines. And successful people don't do that shit on purpose, but they do it because when you get that far out, when you get that far away, you're 100 steps ahead of anyone who's starting, right?
Yeah.
So all you can give advice on is maybe like 20 steps backwards. Like, this is what I did. This is what I did when I had $1 million. Like, well, I only got $10 right now. Like, oh, okay, well, just work really hard. Like, so even this is what I mean by, Del said this earlier, but I mean by people with bread, I only talk to people with bread because we don't even talk about the same things. Mm-hmm. For example, if you have $450,000 because you spent, I don't know, $50K to be in the same room with him, y'all cross paths. He's like, oh, what's your name? Oh, my name is Ryan Humor. You call me? What you been working on? Also at this art show the other day. They got this one painting, which I probably think is worth like, it's a steal right now. It's about $100,000 right now for that one painting. And I think I'm probably gonna copy it a little bit later because it's undervalued. Maybe like, it may be worth like $500K in like a year or so. So for real. Now you got enough money to even make a decision for something that he may tell you a bad thing. Right?
Exactly.
Or if it's even like, hey, have you heard of Rivian? Yeah, I've heard of Rivian. Yeah, Rivian is crazy. Yeah, Rivian is basically the Tesla of trucks. Like,
yeah, the motherfuckers tight.
They're the Tesla of trucks, and they make SUVs. And the stock right now is down pretty far. It's down to $15. It's down to $15 from $25 earlier this year. And they also supply the trucks that Amazon uses to make all their deliveries. So once everything is electric, Rivian probably gonna be big popping for trucks. Me, I just bought 1,000 shares. Oh, that's what's up. Well, I got 500,000. Like, that's a small tip you may just get in passing because you happen to go to an event or whatever, right? Or not even an event, but just a private party at Meek Mill House somehow because you knew somebody that got you in that bitch. Not a meet and greet, because somebody got you in that bitch. And now suddenly, because you got $450,000, you can put 50 bands into that stock and just see what happens. But if you sitting there with him, he gives you advice on what to do with a painting, and you ain't got no bread, how's that gonna be helpful to you? You don't got the money. So he's so far removed from what you was, you'd be better off listening to Reasonable Doubt than sitting down with him because he don't even know what the fuck you gonna be talking about. It's a complete waste. So whoever hears this, all 3,000 of y'all, I need you guys to know 40% of y'all need to change your mind on this decision because it's not a good decision. It's not. Even Hov said don't do it. That means he don't want to talk to your ass.
Yeah, he don't want, because y'all don't even have nothing to talk about. Like half y'all don't even know the shit he gonna be talking about. Like you said a great point, because half y'all not even gonna know the shit he talking about. I was just talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, bro, you know about Basquiat? And like, mind you, like Hov is inspired by Basquiat. Like he's inspired. He literally did the whole hairstyles, Basquiat, everything like that. He mentions Basquiat in so many different forms of things, right? And half y'all don't even know who Basquiat is or Andy Warhol is. So, like, if you can't even go there and even talk about some simple shit that he already know, like the shit he gonna be talking about is totally different. Y'all on a totally different things. And a lot of y'all thinking like, nah, he's still Hov from 96. He's far removed from being Hov from 96. You're 96 Hov. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all right now. Y'all niggas is 96 Hov. Like, where y'all at right now? The kind of shit he was thinking at 96, kicking it with his partners, drinking, smoking bud, and all of that shit. Like, that's 96 Hov. Hov as a billionaire, married to Beyonce with kids, the life he's done went through is totally different. You niggas probably ain't even a type of father he is. You know what I mean? Like, you niggas probably have baby mamas. This nigga is a full-on husband. Like, it's different. It's different. And I'm not trying to like disrespect anybody who's a baby daddy or anything like that, but I'm being real with you. Like, it's different on how you speak to somebody. Like, if y'all don't have any kind of like relatable things, like having kids, but you don't really a part of your kid's life is totally different. Like this nigga, like you can't go to him and be like, man, it's crazy. Like, so how, I remember when my kid was, couldn't sleep and blah, 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 blah. Like, that's the kind of shit that's going to probably spark his conversation now. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to talk to him with the shit he wants to hear. Like, having a wife is crazy. Like, you don't know it.
Go ahead.
Like, if you don't even know what that shit's about, like, you coming in like, yeah, I got a baby mama, that bitch be tripping. Like, he gonna be like, nigga, I don't really disrespect women like that no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm whole, like, and then you're gonna be like, oh, this nigga's soft. But
you mentioned kids, you be sitting there with him, you be like, oh yeah, so I just found out about this new private school for the kids. It's only like $400K a year, but it's a real solid school. You should send your kids there.
Yeah.
This isn't advice I could use.
This is advice I could use.
This is not, you know what you'd be better off doing? This is what you'd be better off doing. You'd be better off. We'll just remove Hov from the topic for a minute. You know what you'd be better off doing? You'd be better off doing this. You take the $500K and you use 75K of that to get yourself a seat at a Warriors game or a seat at a Knicks game next to Spike Lee or E40. Yep. That's what you do. And you sit by them a couple times talking about the game, woo, 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 and then you take it from there.
Buy season tickets.
You could buy some season tickets. I'm talking about getting
but I'm talking about floor level.
I think that's more than. I think that might blow up a lot of their bread.
Oh, okay.
I
mean, if you was willing to throw it up on Hov anyway, like at least now you got an entertainment. At least now you're dedicated to meet different people.
That's a good point. Especially right now, like while the Knicks aren't trash anymore.
Yeah, they're doing decent.
Really good. Yeah, so there's just a bunch of different ways to use this bread, y'all. This is the whole thing I'm saying. If you really want to invest or try to network with somebody, take your $400 and invest that somewhere.
How much it is on floor seats for the next game right now.
And then just use the $100K to use the $100K to do your networking thing. Because bro, like, did you know? Like, if you put $400K in the S&P 500 right now at a 10% return, that's $40,000 a year on return.
Right.
That's $40K a year on return. Like, for real? So that's an income. That's what I'm saying. People don't understand the bread, man. The S&P 500 will give you a 10% return. You put $400K in there, that's 40 bands a year that you're going to be returned on. You pay tax on your gains. And you could spend whatever you want. You could spend $40K a year and pay the tax to the IRS. That's an income for you. That's a job. Accepting that money and putting directly in the stock market. But no, you want to give all that away to go possibly eat cup noodle with Hov. Listen.
Cup with noodles? He gave you top ramen at that. Like, top ramen, cuz.
Listen, man. Y'all could be anywhere in the world right now, but y'all here with us and we appreciate that. Drink
Hey
water,
man, you
pay
made it
attention.
this far. Make sure right now you like, subscribe, and comment. Of course, man, we don't have any teachers here, so make sure you hit that sub button. And
Sponsors.
pardon me?
You said teachers. You said we don't have any teachers here.
Yeah,
You need
possibly.
sponsors?
Yeah, we don't got any sponsors, but I'm saying we don't got no teachers, so hit the sub button because you get it like teachers and substitute.
Oh, that was a bar? Oh, bad man. Say it again.
Nah, nigga, fuck nah. You
No,
fucking it
go
up.
ahead. I messed it up. I thought you was wilding out because you was mentioning teachers earlier. My bad, man. Go ahead.
We don't have any teachers here, so make sure you hit that sub button. And we're not, and down because you already asked the sponsor thing. We're not sponsored. This video wasn't sponsored by anybody. So your likes and your comments make this channel grow. So please make sure you like and comment. Thank you. Till next time, just know we really, really here at the Delaware Report really, really fuck with you. Peace.